You've seen Parasite, or maybe you haven't. Doesn't matter. There's a family in someone else's mansion. They're eating the food, using the furniture, moving through the rooms like they belong there. For a moment, they believe it. Then the door knocks, and it all collapses. Every time you check out during a sale, 70% off, limited time, ends tonight, you're in that mansion. You feel like you found something they didn't want you to find, like you're winning. But the door always knocks. Your bank statement shows up at the end of the month, and the mansion disappears, and you're standing exactly where you started, except with less money and more stuff you don't remember wanting. They weren't stupid. They were manipulated by a system that made belonging feel possible, then took it away. So are you. And I'll show you exactly how much that mansion has cost you. The number will make you want to sit down, and the total this machine pulls globally, bigger than most countries' annual budgets. I'm Philly, your mind surgeon. Salary goes up, money disappears? Not a coincidence. It's by design. I dig through the research, run the numbers, and expose the system's tricks, so you can finally see what's been hidden. This channel isn't fluff, it's financial surgery. Today we're cutting open the 70% off label and showing you what's living underneath it. Subscribe. Every week we operate on a new trap. Let's crack the code. That family didn't walk into that mansion because they were reckless. They walked in because the system opened the door and made it feel natural. That's you at 2 a.m. 3 tabs open, 14 minutes on the clock. This isn't just you, man. Right now, at this exact second, millions of people are standing in that same mansion. Checkout page open, heart rate slightly up, finger hovering, and almost none of them realize the door was engineered to open exactly for them, at exactly that moment, using exactly the right psychological key. I call this the discount trap, not a sale, a system, a choreographed sequence designed by behavioral economists, pricing strategists, and neuroscientists, hired not to help you find deals, but to locate the precise moment your rational brain goes offline and your emotional brain reaches for the card. And here's the part that should make you angry. This isn't accidental. This isn't capitalism doing its thing without a plan. The retail industry spent decades and billions of dollars reverse engineering your psychology. They know exactly what happens in your brain when you see a red tag. They know exactly how long the timer needs to run. They know exactly which number to cross out and which number to circle. They want you to feel like you're winning, because the moment you feel like a smart shopper, you've already been taken. You see 70% off. You don't see the machine underneath. Here's the math they don't want you to calculate. Just $47 at checkout. One item. But Philly, I saved $110. Okay, keep going. Here's the problem with that math, dude. The $110 you saved never existed. In most cases, the original price, the one with the red line through it, was set artificially high specifically to make the discount look real. Documented in retail litigation across the US, UK, and EU. You didn't save $110. You spent $47 on something that wasn't on any list you made before you saw the tag. But let's be generous. Let's say the item had genuine value. You still need to count the full picture. The average person in the 25 to 35 bracket makes 3.4 unplanned purchases per month, triggered by promotional pricing. Average transaction, $38. That's $129 a month. That's nothing, Philly. Okay, $129 times 12 equals $1,548 a year. But that's not the real number, because sales seasons are engineered to cluster. End of season clearance, Prime Day, Boxing Day, add items never used, return shipping costs, subscriptions accidentally started at promotional checkout. Real annual number lands between $1,800 and $2,100. 5 years, $9,000 to $10,500. 10 years, $18,000 to $21,000. That's the mansion rent, paid monthly for a house you don't own. Now zoom out. You're not alone in that checkout page. There are 389 people in your office building, not your company, your building. Different floors, different companies, same 2 a.m. behavior. 389 times $129 per month equals $50,181, leaving that one building every single month. Times 12 equals $602,172 a year. From one mid-sized office block, one street, one city. Now go global. 280 million people across the US, UK, Germany, and Australia. Alone or active online shoppers with documented impulse purchase patterns tied directly to promotional pricing. Conservative estimate, $80 per month in unplanned sale-triggered spending. 280 million times $80 equals $22.4 billion every single month. Times 12 equals $268 billion a year. Bigger than the entire GDP of Portugal. Extracted not through force, not through fraud, technically, through a mechanism that makes you feel good about handing it over. Pause. Open your bank app right now. Filter by retail. Last 12 months. Add up every purchase made during a sale event. Anything you bought because of a discount, not because you planned it before you saw the tag. Got it? Drop your number in the comments. Let's see who spent the most. Now, what that number could have been instead. Scenario 1. The $1,800 you're spending annually on discount-triggered purchases? That's a personal stylist, 3 full sessions a year, wardrobe audit included for 2 straight years, 12 pieces chosen deliberately for your actual life, instead of 40 things bought in a panic that you don't remember wanting. The irony, the person chasing sales ends up with more stuff and worse style than the person who spent the same money intentionally. Scenario 2. No numbers here, just a feeling. Imagine 3 months where you open your banking app and feel nothing. No low-grade dread. No mental math before you say yes to dinner. No checking the balance before booking a flight you've been thinking about for a year. You say yes when you want to say yes. You say no when you want to say no. Not because of what's left after the impulse buys, but because the impulse buys stopped feeding the machine. That calm already belongs to you. It's just being redirected every time the timer hits 00:14:32. Well, the 70% off didn't cost you $47, man. It cost you the habit of choosing. But here's what's darker than the number, man. The $268 billion, that's just the money. What they actually stole is something you can't calculate. Let me show you how they did it, because once you see the mechanism, the number makes complete sense. You're on the product page, timer running. Something happens before you've even read the description. A tightness, a pull. Your rational brain hasn't evaluated anything yet. Your emotional brain is already halfway through checkout. This is what I call urgency hijacking. Your nervous system is hardwired to respond to scarcity in disappearing windows. Ancient wiring built long before retail existed. The timer, the only 2 left, the ends at midnight, none of it reflects reality. Timers reset. The price that ends tonight is live again by morning. But by then, you've already checked out. The urgency fired before your rational brain could say a word. They don't advertise this, but it's in every retail UX training manual written in the last 20 years. Then the number, big, bold, red line through it. And right now, your subconscious is running what psychologists call anchor bias. The first number your brain sees becomes the reference point for everything that follows. $280 crossed out, $84 circled. Your brain stops asking, is this worth $84? And starts asking, am I saving $196? Only one of those questions benefits you. In multiple class action suits against major retailers, original comparison prices were found to have never been sold at that level for any meaningful period. The anchor was fiction. The savings were theater. Once you see anchor bias, you can't unsee it. Every crossed out price is a hand on the scale. You buy it, you get home, you feel proud, you tell someone, it was 70% off. I basically had to buy it. This is textbook bargain dopamine, and marketers have been engineering it deliberately since the 1970s. The act of getting a deal triggers the same neurochemical response as gambling. Same pathway, same mechanism. You weren't rewarded for saving money. You were rewarded for the hunt, which means the product is almost irrelevant. The system just needs you to feel like you beat it. So you come back next sales cycle and do it again. Urgency hijacking fires. Anchor, bias warps your reference point. Bargain dopamine rewards the transaction. You return for the next sale. Designed, documented, running in the background of every purchase you make without asking your permission. Now you see the mechanism. You know exactly how the door opens. So let's talk about how to permanently lock it, because knowing isn't enough. The system is still running. Here's how you shut it down. Step 1. The 72-hour firewall. What? Never buy a sale item in the moment you discover it. How? Screenshot it. Add it to a note. Title it, Wants Not Yet. Set a reminder for exactly 72 hours. When it fires, open the note and ask one question. Was I planning to buy this before I saw the discount? If the answer is no, delete it. Don't negotiate. Don't check if it's still on sale. Delete. Example, I ran this for 1 month. 11 items screenshotted. I bought 2. The other 9 completely gone from my mind by day 3. The urgency was manufactured. The 72-hour gap exposed it every time without a single argument. Step 2. Kill the anchor. What? Train yourself to evaluate price in isolation, never in relation to a crossed-out number. How? When you land on a sale page, physically cover the original price. Thumb over it, literally. Now ask, if this item appeared in front of me at this price with no context, no crossed-out number, no percentage, no red tag, would I buy it? If your answer changes when you uncover the anchor, you just caught the manipulation in real time. Example, a friend tried this $65 jacket, crossed out from $180. Thumb over the $180. Would I pay $65 for this jacket? No. She walked, didn't think about the jacket again. Saved $65 without a single moment of discipline. Just one thumb blocking one fictional number. Step 3. Cut the access. What? Remove every channel the system uses to reach you before you've decided you want something. How? Unsubscribe from every retail email in one session, not one by one, all at once. Turn off push notifications for every shopping app. The urgency hijacking mechanism requires a trigger to fire. No notification, no trigger, no trigger, no urgency, no urgency, no checkout. Example, people who disabled retailer push notifications reduced unplanned purchases by roughly 23% within 60 days without changing any other behavior. The manipulation needs access. Cut the access and the loop breaks before it starts. The discount trap has been dismantled. You now see what they built and why they built it. The timer was manufactured. The original price was fiction. The dopamine was engineered. And the mansion, the one that felt like yours for 14 minutes, was always a rental they forgot to tell you about. That ends now. You're not in the mansion anymore. You're outside it, looking at the architecture. Hit like so, the algorithm pushes this to everyone still checking out at 2 a.m. with the clock running. Let's use the system to beat the system. And in my last video, bottom left, I exposed the water lie, paying 2,000% for tap water. If you thought this was bad, that one will break your brain. See you in the next videos.